The House Oversight Committee holds a hearing. They're going to call on tech experts involved with Hillary's private server. It's happening minutes from now. Brian Pagliano, he's the guy who set up Hillary's private server, may not testify. Joining us now, a member of the committee, Congressman Paul Gosar, Republican from Arizona. Congressman, welcome back to the program. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Stuart. Good morning, Stuart.
Now, if Pagliano doesn't show up or doesn't say anything, takes the fifth, for example, where are you going with this? It seems like it's another case of absolutely going nowhere.
Well, not really, Stuart, because we want to give them that opportunity to explain their conduct and their behavior. Because Congress has a due diligence here, because in this email scandal we've seen obstruction of justice, we've seen desecration of records, and the failure to preserve these records, and an intention to do that. And that's why you saw, a letter sent by Jason Chaffetz, our chairman, to the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. to look at that very instance. So we want to give them every opportunity to defend their actions, because, frankly, they're indefensible.
But what we see happening is either he doesn't show up, and his lawyers are saying he shouldn't be brought in, or he shows up and takes the fifth, in which case we're going to be treated to a couple of hours' worth of him saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say anything, and you guys just keep on asking questions. You see, I think there's a level of frustration here on the part of many, many voters who see these endless hearings, endless judicial maneuvering, endless little legalisms all the time, and we can't get to the bottom of a mystery where aides used a hammer to beat up a cell phone. I mean, there's a level of frustration in the audience.
Well, there's a lot of frustration in Congress here, too, Stuart, because when you have Ms. Clinton, totally violating, intentionally violating everything that she says. I mean, when she moves her lips, she lies. That's critical here. But there's a frustration here that we're an equal branch, and in order to understand and hold accountable, you have to be able to understand and unravel this mystery. And that's why you see the FBI is getting definitely a black eye. Yesterday, we had an unsecure briefing, and then we were to go to a secure briefing room, and the room hadn't been swept. So we were frustrated again because we weren't able to get to some of the bottom of those questions. But once again, it shows you that there's a lack of law in this administration, whether it be the FBI director, the Department of Justice, or the State Department.
But it also shows the Republicans can't do a thing about it. Now, I'm sorry, sir, but that's also, there's a level of frustration, not just with the administration and with Hillary Clinton's staff, it's with you guys as well.
Well, I mean, the one thing you got to say for us, Stuart, is we're trying everything we possibly can to keep the heat on here to at least get that information. Because if you're not fighting for it, you're never going to get that regardless. And that tells you what the state of the law in this country actually is. And that's why it's so important to return to that law, to hold people accountable for their actions.
Congressman Gosar, we will be following it, and you'll be on camera shortly. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Stuart.